Hello everyone. So the new Terraria 1.4.5 Bigger and Bolder update had released. Now I love Terraria for the longest time and wanted to record my progress through it. I was going to do a summoner only run on the Zenith seed and, well, show you my progress. A note from me, the editor of my own video. Some video files were lost, so I'm gonna have to briefly explain what happened and get to the point where I do have video. So let's get into that real quick. Going into this world, I didn't want to make a character that's based on me, so I just threw up a random guy with black hair, black and red clothing, almost similar to me, but I named him Crimson. Now I don't know, probably do something with that character idea at some point, but for this Terraria playthrough, I'm going to do a summoner only run, meaning that I will not be using any melee, any ranged, or any magic attacks. Granted, at the beginning of this world, I may have damaged some enemies with my pickaxe, but I immediately threw away my copper sword and whatnot. Before we get to this point in this video that you're seeing where everything looks all colorful, I had first went through my first couple of days, built some houses in the underworld, and started to explore by, instead of digging down in Terraria, in this world you have to dig up. So that's what I started doing. And in the process, I started to explore. Luckily, the video that I lost, I didn't lose too much progress on that, so here is the rest of the gameplay. Starting off, I was trying to collect some more iron and just ores in general, so I tried to sneak past these slimes, because they were all bunched up. Now, instead, I just ended up straight up dying to them. Whoopsies. Going back home, I was trying to see if I had enough iron to replace my copper pickaxe, since I was tired of its short range. And I was 2 iron bars short of making a pickaxe. I groaned and I guess I have to go get some iron. I forgot to mention I made a graveyard biome because I wanted to get Abigail's flower, because an hour into the run I did not have any summoner weapons, so I'm trying my best here. This world's really hard. I'll have to get some iron then. However, I still end up dying to a boulder of all things. Dying a couple more times, I realized that I needed a weapon very, very bad. So I ended up finding out I can craft the cop whip. I ended up getting broken on my first craft, so crafted another one, got shoddy, which is just a little better. And I couldn't craft any more at the moment, so it'll just have to do. The traveling merchant came around, and I wanted to buy something from him, so I decided to get the extendo grip. Since I had gotten a lot of gold from a golden slime prior to the footage I had being erased. Picked that up, equipped it, and now I'm on to continue my adventure. I die to a slime, and you're gonna see a lot of dying in this video. I eventually end up finding a lot more lead than I do find iron, so I end up just grabbing as much as I could. Gathering some cobweb because I plan to essentially reforge my cob whip. I planned to try to gather as much cobweb as I could. I ended up dying to a mimic, sadly enough, to my poor planning. But I continued. I ended up crafting a lot of lead, and finally, I was able to replace my copper pickaxe with a lead one. With enough reach, I finally replace it, because that sucks. I end up finding an underground house. Now, what I didn't notice, because I was too hyper-focused on the chest, was the dynamite that I got in easy range of, so I have no one to blame but myself. Going back, I collected whatever loot was inside that chest. Now it's essentially disarmed. Some Hermes boots, so picking that up, I still died. Now, after finding that house, I was exploring, dodging traps, until I came across this glowing thing in the ground. I picked up this ruby tree. Went to go check out what this boulder was about. Collecting some lead. And then boom! I got jump scared really hard. I didn't know what was happening, what to do, if I was gonna get hurt if I moved, but I ended up just watching this, so I'm gonna have you watch this too. It's just my first time experiencing this. It legitimately scared me. Well, now that's over. I ended up fighting a demon eye and dying once again. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of dying because I also end up burning to death again. I cannot catch a break. I promise I've played this game for a long time. I ended up crafting some lead armor to replace my ashwood armor, but I didn't have enough for the leggings. So I guess I'll just have to go without leggings for a bit, huh? I also end up making some chests for some storage because my inventory was getting cluttered. I was being chased and had nowhere to go, so I jumped into lava. It was tactical this time, I promise. I ended up making more cobwebs. This one better than the shoddy one. And in one of these cobwebs, I got quick, shameful, and savage. And now that was the one I was going to use. 10 summon damage. Better than nothing. I also ended up fixing up the graveyard biome thing so I can get Abigail quicker. Here's just a better look at that. I'm going to need it later. I see another rainbow boulder and decided to whip it, and another one of those crazy moments happened, so I'm just going to let you experience it. In the middle of this, I also end up finding Moon Lord legs within this chest. I decided to replace it with my ashwood legs because it gives a little speed boost and it'll be a good replacement until I end up getting the full lead set. Now that that second madness was out of the way, I continue mining and just exploring. Which didn't last long because I ended up dying to a demon eye again. And then just dying to a trap. I promise I'm good at this game, it's just I'm really rusty. Make it back home and I end up crafting my lead greaves. Now I have a full set and a lot of defense. Also, on my way up to the graveyard, I finally got Abigail's flower. Just feeble, but no mind. Picked it up, used it immediately, and now I have a summon. On the way up, I find this rainbow house and wanted to loot it. And got a cloud in a bottle. I'm starting to finally have mobility instead of just walking around all slow. I also forgot to mention that I've been collecting life crystals. So obviously if you see my health been going up, then that's why. I end up starving to death after that. Whoopsies. While exploring, I ran into a rabbit and died. Ah, the seed. On that same railway, I end up activating a couple of traps and dying once again. Coming back, it started to rain, and not only that, a blood moon started. Ah, this was going to be a long night. This is going to be a long blood moon night. I died a couple of times. I'm just trying to survive my way through this night, bro. All these tombstones. So, on the final death, I ended up cheesing all the zombies, gathering them all up, and killing them. Now, this sound was pretty satisfying. I needed to make an extra home. Now, I wanted to make different pylons, so I explored to the underground plains and found a chest. Now, I didn't realize that I got poisoned for 2 minutes. Looted the chest, found some shoe spikes, equipped them, and continued on my adventure. I found this little grove up here and decided to make my second house up here, aka for 4 more NPCs. I dig out what would be the first house. And as you realize, I am still poisoned for 2 minutes. Almost being done with this house, I finally die to the poison. I was completely unaware. The zoologist had moved in, and I remembered I can get another weapon from her. That's right, the leather whip. I grab that whip, and now I have 2 whips to switch between. Going back to the second house, I guess I'll just call this the underground house. I ended up just starting to build this second little village. I needed pylons, I needed more NPCs, so why not? here is the first house. Well, the shape of it is done. I needed to go collect more wood, so after placing this workbench down, that's what I wanted to do. And then proceeded to die because if you stay in the dark too long, you will die. Along with needing wood, I decided to terraform this little grove, and well, it seemed pretty suitable for a new little village. A bit more terraforming led me to this bigger cave, which I connected the two. End up dying again, trying to leave. Starting to get on my nerves a bit. I found a mimic. Trying to cheese it, I ended up dying to it instantly. I have not killed one mimic yet this game. I also stayed in the dark too long and died again. Finally, I explored a little more, found a chest, and speaking of which, I also just stole all the wood from these underground houses. So, free wood. I ended up making the second house in this underground little village. Simple and easy. It's all the same shape. Put in some doors. Decided to make the furniture. Just like that, the 2 rooms were done. I wanted to add some elevation, so I ended up making some platforms. And started building another house. The shape of that one is done, and I moved on to the next one. From here, I went to go start the 4th house. And I've made so much progress so far. I was so happy with everything I was doing. And obviously, I had fun. But what ended up happening would... Oh, it not only would upset me, it would just make me more angry than anything. Right here, at this moment, my power went out. So, I ended up losing all of my progress from where I started recording. I had turned off autosave because it would cause file corruption, and it just led me to this point where I didn't have anything saved. I was playing in one session and my power just turned off. But aside from losing progress in the world, my character Crimson still has all of his stuff. It's just the world progress was lost. So I guess this episode will end here for now, and I'll just have to get back all that progress. In the next episode, you'll see all the some progress on that. I'll come back to this part. It's just it's gonna take me a bit. So otherwise, I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.